Well, hello. Now I know what you're thinking. Where's Mark? Who's this slightly chunky, ethnically ambiguous man standing in front of this Tacoma? You little bastards. Inside the new...
Now let's stop there and save Jack the hassle. Now I haven't explained this and I really didn't want to, but I've had some stuff going on in my private life that required me to no longer make videos. And Jack has been a friend and he said, you know what, I've been helping you out on the business end, taking care of emails, scheduling, all this stuff on the side. Now that he's a graduated engineer, he's going into a real job, but in between, he's like, let me help you out. Show me how to do this stuff. It really probably can't be that bad. So this was really Jack's first attempt at trying to film, trying to narrate and commentate a video, and it was an extremely frustrating and difficult thing for him to do. And I told him, I'm like, you just have to go and do it. You have to do it and you have to learn from it. And like any first try, it can be treacherous. And that's exactly what this whole thing was for him. He hated every minute of it because it was hard for him. It was not easy.
Inside the new 2019 Tacoma TRD Pro. Now there are two things to know when buying a new Tacoma. The first being the Tacoma in its current generation has been around for almost 5 years. So it's kind of getting long in the tooth, to be honest. The second is that this truck follows the idea of function follows form, meaning it's a no-thrills truck. To be honest, there's a lot to like about this truck. You know, everything's gonna hold up. There are physical controls for pretty much everything, minus your radio controls. Your HVAC controls are physical. Your all-wheel drive system controls are physical, thankfully. Your all-wheel drive off-road controls, such as your crawl descent controls, your lockers, are all up here on the ceiling. The gauges are clear. They're sensical. They follow a modern logic, thankfully. If you're looking for a work truck or a farm...
Now, when Jack got done filming the interior part, we went over the footage. He's like, just tell me what you think. And I'm like, it's horrible. I mean, it's what you would expect for somebody's first time doing it, but it really was bad because he's pissed off. He can't get out what he's trying to say. And then he's trying to figure out the technical aspect of the cinematography, how to frame the video where you're talking, the focus points, the audio, and then trying to get all the B-roll, the shots that you use as visual aid. If I say, well, the dashboard looks like shit, well, hopefully I don't just say that. Hopefully I say, look, the Toyota TRD Tacoma's dash and interior feels vastly dated compared to other competitors. You have to explain each individual detail, like the plastics, the dash material, the seats, all of the things that he was trying to convey, and then you have to video each part of that and video it in a way where it doesn't look like you're walking around with your cell phone, because that's what I try not to do. So as you're thinking about that the first time you're out there, he just couldn't do all of it. And it makes sense, and that's what this was, a learning experience for him.
So first off, let's talk a little bit about what it's like to drive on the road. And because this is the TRD Pro, it has these fancy pants dampers, and unfortunately, despite being very capable off-road, the on-road ride quality can only be really called firm.
I'd say it's just like mine from 2004. So if you have a 2004, it's pretty much the same thing.
I think that's going to be a thought that comes up a lot in this review, or already has come up a lot in this review. If you've been in an older Tacoma, this feels the same as a Tacoma from like 1971.
It's just the only difference I see is the aardvark nose on the front, the elf nose. I couldn't handle driving this thing. I'm sorry.
After you.
TR badges everywhere. So if you like letting everyone know that this is a TRD product, this is the vehicle to get, man.
Other than, let's say, some of the questionable styling and the less than stellar on-road ride quality. The independent front suspension in this vehicle, paired with the hydraulic steering, is adequate. To be honest, if you've driven other off-roady vehicles, you'll be totally fine.
Comfortable, yes.
There's no real complaints with how this thing drives on straight roads other than at highway speeds.
Yeah, I've taken mine across the country, and it's work. It's work in a windstorm.
Now you may wonder why I would even release a video like this. And what I wanted to get across is I've been out for 2 months. I couldn't do anything. Literally everything stops when I can't do it. And Jack came to me, he's like, as a friend, as somebody who's been trying to help and been in my life, he said, what can I do to help you? Let me help. And that's really hard for me to do. So I said, okay, let me show you everything I could possibly show you in a week, and I'll let you just do what you do and see how you do it. And that's very hard when you're trying to jam in filming, cinematography, sound, commentary, and he did the best he could. So I wanted to show you the worst case with this video. And then the next couple that he was involved with, you can see the progression. And that's always exciting to see how things get better. So this is the worst it gets, I promise. So now that I'm back behind the camera, I'm back, I want to explain the final thoughts of the TRD Pro. And I'm going to sum it up this way, the pros and the cons. The pros are this. You know what you're getting from the Toyota truck lineup, like the 4Runner, the Lexus products, the Land Cruisers, all those, they just feel like they're 1,000 years old, but they also feel like they're gonna last 1,000 years. So you buy it for reliability, dependability. The second aspect is you know that the resale value on these things is insane. That's another reason why they're great. It's one of the true and one of the few trucks and cars, some of them, that you could literally finance or buy it outright and not have to worry about getting bent over when you go to trade it in, or especially on the private market. Anybody would buy this instantly. You put it on Craigslist in 5 minutes, it would probably be gone if you priced it right. That is one of the most appealing parts of the TRD Pro Tacoma. Now, the other pros are this. It's really good off-road, and I did have it off-road, and the amount of wheel travel, the suspension damping over rough terrain, like potholes, dips, like sharp dips, and even slight elevation and jumps, it just feels so comfortable in there. And this is where its strong point is. On the street, you sacrifice a lot of it. It has more of a truckish, bouncy house type ride. The steering is kind of numb, and obviously I'm getting into the negatives now. The steering is not there. The braking feels kind of flaccid. It doesn't feel like it's going to stop right away, and the brake pedal feel, the way that the ABS or the brake pedal calibration is super weird. And of course, it is slow as hell. This thing feels like somebody literally turned off 3 of the 6 cylinders when you're driving. It's just mind-boggling how slow it feels sometimes. And the transmission just feels archaic. And then the next part is the interior space. They have to update this. If they're not going to update anything else, they need to inject some money in here. The seating adjustability is bad. I had a hard time with it. I don't know what you're going to do if you're bigger than me or smaller. The materials, everything feels very plasticky, very low rent. You can tell they didn't focus on anything to do with comfort at all. And I think that's not something, I know that's other truck makers are fixing that, and Toyota's not, so they're behind there. And you just, if I'm going to spend all new car money, I want more for it now. And I think that's the main thing. I hate to complain about that, but that's the truth. They got to up their game with that. But if you want one of the most dependable mid-sized trucks, reliable, best resale value, you know you're going to take it out every day, and it's never going to give you an issue aside from maybe like rot or rust. That's why you buy it. And it has some exterior character, namely with this TRD color. So hopefully if you're in looking for this truck, go check out like the Straight Pipes review if you want more for it, because they're going to give you more information than I will. Other than that, thanks for watching and understanding. See you later.
It's getting hot out there, real hot. When it's this hot, it's hard to crank. You could be cranking all night. Oh yeah. It's hard to crank. We got something for you. We got jungle power. He's gonna put jungle power in all by himself. Look at that. Oh yeah. Don't worry about how we do our job. We've done this before, trust me. Check this out. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right there. This guy. He knows how to work equipment. This guy knows how to work his equipment. Check it out. How straight do you want it?
We'd like it straight.
You think you're straight? We'll get it straight. Ooh, get ready. Here it comes. You want it? There's only one way to get it. Unfriend, unsubscribe, everything to Savage Geese. Ugh, gross. Makes me sick.